everybody. It's St. Paul's Hospital on a Wednesday, and it took us 20 minutes to park, another 10 minutes to walk, and I ain't moving too good today. Between the arthritis hitting on the joints and the pneumogen causing bone pain, this sucks. But I'm here. They're going to put a trifusion catheter in here. They'll make a little incision, stick it down in, then tunnel it through, and then pull it out my chest wall, and that's where I'm going to be. That's what they're going to do. And I have something to show you. This is a shout out to family in South Texas. Yeah, I love this shirt. I've been wearing it for 15 years now, and it still looks great. So, more to come. That's a new hospital that we were, emphasis were, going to move into on November 15th, but I was informed yesterday they've pushed it back to somewhere in December. And I can see why. It just does not look ready. So, it's a beautiful facility. And this one is old here. I'll tell you what, we just passed up Florence Nightingale in the hallway getting here. They have got us delayed by an hour and a half. So just laying here, I got my personal assistant over there. That would be Chauncey Brianne right there. I'm going to tell you something. That pneumogen will tear the insides of your bones up. And then having weaned off my arthritis medicine, my bones were aching on the joints, so I've kind of been hurting from head to toe. Yesterday was the first day I had to take any sort of pain med. I took a tramadol, and that took the edge off. But today I couldn't take anything because of the surgery. And so, been laying here aching pretty good. And when they delayed the procedure, nurse came back in with some medicine to help take the edge off the pain, which is very appreciated at this point. And I'm going to tell you something. Doctors, physicians' assistants, and whatnot, they have no clue what they do to the human body. None whatsoever. As a dialysis RN of many years, I watched patients come back with these tunneled, cuffed catheters. And the reason it's called a tunneled, cuffed catheter is that they make an incision right down here in the neck, and that's where they're going to go into the internal jugular vein, and then they tunnel it under the skin. So they put the catheter into the heart, or right above the heart, and then they're going to tunnel it, and they're actually going to pull it out over here down on the chest. So all you'll see is these tubes sticking out from the chest. But you see, the problem comes in, the pain comes in when they tunnel it from this point to here. They use this big device, it's about as round as my pinky, smooth metal device, and they just kind of go up under the skin, and they do like this. I've watched them do it. You can find videos of it on YouTube also. And I watch these dialysis patients come back, and it didn't matter how big they were, how small they were, how old, how young. They come back in the first day or two, they just laid there and said, "Leave me alone. Don't mess with me. It hurts." It hurts because they're going in and they're taking a bunch of tissue under the skin and they're just ripping it apart to tunnel that catheter through. And the PA here, in classic fashion, like every other physician I've ever run across, sits there and says, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad." I'll tell you what, she lies. I haven't had it done yet, but I've watched too many patients who had these tunneled, cuffed catheters put in, and they don't feel good afterwards. And it's just that chest area that's deeply sore. Lasts for a few days, and then it gets better. It's nothing that can't be overcome, don't get me wrong, but a little irked when she comes in and says, "Oh, it's really not that big of a deal." Pfft, it's because she's not the one who sees them for the next 2 days. I used to see them all the time in dialysis. But anyway, so my lovely assistant Chauncey Brianne and I are just sitting here, and when we're through here, we're going to go over to the transplant clinic so I can get 2 injections. Actually, it'll be more than 2 injections, but 2 different medications. Another Neupogen and a Mozabil. And then tomorrow morning, so we'll probably get out about 5:36 tonight, and then I got to be back here by 7:30 in the morning. It'll be all day tomorrow for apheresis, then send blood off to Carter Blood Care to see if they've gotten enough stem cells. If they haven't, then another injection, then come back the next day, repeat as necessary until we get several million blood cells if they want the stem cells. Well, the trifusion catheter is done. It's they go through here and they make an incision down here, and then they take this big metal device and rip the skin up underneath there. They call it tunneling, but it's ripping the skin up. And they insert it here down into the near the right atrium of the heart. Well, I thought the size of the catheters would be a little bit bigger, but I guess they know what they're doing. So once they let me go from here, it's 2:45. I have 2 hours before I have to be at the transplant clinic.